back to my channel, friends. This is Nirav Gohel here, and in this video we are going to discuss about general writing task 1, which is later. So how to write later, do's, don'ts, types of laters, and how you can score high. So in this video I will give you all information, so let's start. But before we start, friends, if you haven't subscribed my YouTube channel yet, please press the subscribe button. While you are subscribing, you will see one bell icon. Please press that as well. Once you press that icon, you will get push notification whenever I will upload new videos. So friends, please press the subscribe and bell icon. So first you have to understand difference between laters. So there are three types of laters: formal, semi-formal and informal. So the first one is formal, where business letters, essay or official speeches. Most of the case you will write a letter to someone whom you don't know personally. So in that case you must use formal speech, formal words or formal sentences. Second one is semi-formal. So a day-to-day interaction with colleague, teacher, when talking with someone in authority or who you respect. So let's say you are writing to your manager. So you will be familiar with him or her, but you are writing to your manager, so there should be some respect. So you must write a letter in a semi-formal manner. And who you respect. So let's say you are a student and writing a letter to your teacher regarding your query, regarding your doubts, regarding some question, something like that. So in that case you must write semi-formal letter. And the last one is informal. So in that case you are writing to your friend, you are writing to your brothers, sisters. In that case you can write informal letter. Later on in this video I will explain difference between these three letters. So let's start the first one, which is formal letter. So as I already told you, formal letter you will write mostly to unfamiliar person. So you cannot use help, by, need, get, later, this kind of word. So in that case you must use assistance, purchase, require, obtain, subsequently, moreover, entire and sufficient words instead of help, by, need, get. So first you need to consider this thing. Third thing is avoid phrasal verbs. So let's say you want to write this sentence: the price went up. So instead of that, price rose, increased, because you are writing formal language. Everything should be in business language, to the point. The client asked for a contract. The client requested a contract. So you need to understand difference between these two sentences. You are writing a formal letter, so you need to eliminate the first one, which is asked for. The fourth one is avoid contractions. I am, you are, can't, don't, wasn't, it's. So instead of that you need to use full form like I am, you are, do not, was not, it is. The same way I have mentioned one example: the shipment hasn't arrived. The shipment has not arrived. Meaning of these two sentences is completely same, but you are writing a formal letter, so this thing you need to consider. You can't use hasn't, you must use has not. So the same way you can't use idiom, slang, text, speak. Like a piece of cake, quite user friendly, extremely easy to use. You can't use these things. So friends, if you are getting formal letter, consider this thing for sure. You will get 7+ bands. So now we are moving to semi-formal letter. So second type is semi-formal letter. So in this type you will write a letter to a familiar person like a manager, teacher, professor, principal, but there should be a respect level. So you can't use informal words in semi-formal letters like thanks, regards, something like that. But in this type you can write phrasal verbs and contractions. Could you look over this report? You can write like this. You can use contractions, like you can write I'm in meeting, this shipment hasn't arrived, something like that, you can use contractions, but still you can't use informal words like what's your plan. So something like that you can't use in semi-formal later. So here I would like to add one more thing. If you are writing semi-formal later, in opening you must write dear Mr., Mrs. or Miss, and in closing you must write your sincerely and write down your name. You can't write best regards and your name. So consider this thing. So now we are moving to the last type of later, which is informal later. So third type is informal later. So in this kind of letter you will write to your friend, to your family member like a brother, sister or some cousin. So in that case you can use informal words. Shorter sentences, simple sentences will work. Perfect grammar is not as important. Like you can write he's gonna be angry instead of going to. Normal sentence is he's going to be angry. Instead of that, in informal later you can write he's gonna angry. I wanna learn how to ski. You can write like this as well. I bought apples and grapes. But consider one thing, if you are writing informal letters, then only you can write like this. In formal and semi-formal you can't write a letter like this. In informal letters you can use words like thanks, regards, WhatsApp, how's your plan, how's your day. You can ask, you can write this kind of things, but only in informal later. So if you are writing informal later, you can open your letter like dear, name of your friend, name of your brother, sister. No need to mention Mr., Mrs., Sir, Madam. And closing like best regards and your name. So this is for informal later. So differentiate these three letters, read different letters and try to understand, is it a formal later or informal later. So now I have a list of formal words. Let's have a look on it. So here is the list of formal words, like instead of better you must use superior, improved, breathing, respiration, buy, purchase, cheap, inexpensive, drink, beverage, eat, consume, and terminate, complete, enough, sufficient. So this is list of formal words. If you want to download, link is in the description. So try to use these words in your formal later. For sure you will be able to score 7+ bands. If you want to score high, you must consider these tips and you must understand difference between formal, semi-formal and informal later. In formal later, if you are writing informal, if you want to score high, you must focus on these tips and you must understand difference between formal, semi-formal and informal later. If your task is formal later and if you are writing in informal way, for sure you will lose your marks. So if you want to score high, you must consider these tips and understand difference between semi-formal, formal and informal later. So this is all for this session, friends. I hope you like this video. If you like, please do not forget to press the like button and if possible share with your friends as well. If you are looking for study material of writing task 1, 2, speaking, listening, reading, I have created an Android application. Link is in the description. So friends, soon I will come back with new study material and tips for you. Till then, keep practicing. Bye bye and do not forget to subscribe my YouTube channel.